You said no new vinyls today? No, I don't be buying vinyls like that, my boy. I'm not rich. And you know who else is not rich? The grifters. They are not rich with content to complain. Ladies and gentlemen, the reviews from the media have officially launched for Assassin's Creed Shadows, one of the biggest games of the year. A game people have been rooting for its failure for like the last year or two, ever since they announced there would be a black samurai in the game, which is a historically accurate character. But anytime you put a historically accurate black person in a protagonist role, they don't like that. They say it's not a broad race. They say it's all about historical accuracy, but they didn't care about historical accuracy in any other Assassin's Creeds. It's a big sigh of relief. I don't root for Ubisoft very often, but this is the one time I was, because I said from the eye test, I thought this game was going to be decent. I didn't think it was going to blow me away, although I haven't touched it. But from the eye test, I was like, it looks like it's going to be at least an 8 out of 10. And from most of the reviews, this game has gotten either a 9 or an 8. Which means it's probably going to be like an 8.5, maybe a 7 for some people, maybe even a 9.5 for some people. My transitions are always clean. I be trying. The current Metacritic, the average overall is sitting at an 82 because it did get some lower scores. But overall, it looks like it's a good game. From the public, I've been watching social media. People who actually played the game, like reviews from creators, I've been seeing a lot of positive stuff as well. I've seen some critical stuff. Like some frame drops here and there. I think Ethos posted a glitch in the group chat like earlier. Typical open world stuff. But this game is exactly what I thought it was going to be. And now that the game has overall gotten positive reviews, they're now moving the goalposts. They're now saying that these are paid reviews. There's no way this game could be good. It's all fake. Somebody called me a corporate shill today because I made a joke about not getting a code early. I was just joking. I actually don't care. Ethos is right. They move in the goalposts. It's got, yeah, people are saying paid reviews now. There's no way it could be good. Which is unfortunate because the conversation is no longer about whether or not the game is fun. What's your individual experience? I can't stress enough. This is a single player game that you're supposed to play and bond with. And somehow these have all turned into political talking points. It's very fascinating to me that a group of people that don't want to make everything political somehow make everything political. The people that call everybody snowflakes are the ones that act like snowflakes. Like, if you don't want to play the game, that's fine. Just don't play the game. Focus on what you want to play. If you like the game, play it. Show it love. Cool. It's not that deep. So what's the next game they're going to start grifting, y'all? What's the next game y'all think they're going to start grifting? I think South of Midnight with the black girl, that's going to get some grifting.
5 or more subs.
Yo, shout out to Dub as Anime with the gifted subs. Appreciate you. Going crazy with the 25 gifted. Sheesh. South of Midnight. The game from Naughty Dog. I forgot the Space Heretic game or whatever. Ghost of Yote. They'll probably try to troll that one. But what I will say is this year their batting average is really bad. All these games that they've been calling woke slop, they all been reviewing well. They tried to say Split Fiction was woke too because it was 2 women in it. It is the highest reviewed game of the year. We were talking about it in the group chat, like based off what I played, because I played Monster Hunter and I played Split Fiction. In my opinion, right now, as of March 18th, 2025, we still got a lot of games to go. Split Fiction is in the lead for game of the year, in my opinion. Now, we got a bunch of other games to play, so I'm not saying it will win. I'm just saying at this point in time, it is the best game that came out. And I like Monster Hunter, but it ain't better than Split Fiction. That's my opinion, at least. That's my opinion. And I feel confident saying that. I'm not even saying like it's edging out Monster Hunter for me. I like Monster Hunter, but Split Fiction is definitively better. It's just very creative. I said that too. It's sitting good. I feel confident it's gonna get a nomination at least. You playing the first Berserker? I'm supposed to. Nexon reached out. Supposed to be doing a sponsor stream. I haven't got the paperwork. Tell my people I need to call your people. I don't know. I finished it a few days ago. I can't put anything over it at the moment. See? I don't think this game is gonna win Game of the Year. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get nominated for Game of the Year. It's probably going to be in that bracket, like that second tier of games. Like last year they had what's the name? What was the BBL game? With the Asian chick. That was kind of like the second tier game. Although some people felt like it should have been nominated. Stellar Blade. Yeah. I feel like this is going to be in the same bracket as like Stellar Blade for some people. Like, it's a good game. maybe you don't want to get it when it's like 70, but maybe you'll get it when it's like 40 or something like that. Some people, unless you're like a big Assassin's Creed fan, you're probably going to get it day one. But just put it out there. The reviews are out. If you want to look into some reviews, make sure to watch multiple before you make your purchase. Make an informed purchase. Don't watch any grifters. Let me know what games y'all think they are going to grift on. I'm not sure if you mentioned that you upgraded your PC. Did you get a pre-built one? Nah. I picked the parts out. I didn't build it. I had Micro Center build it, but I picked the parts out. I was about to say, I will be on it Friday. I did not get a code. I'll be on it Friday on PS5. I'll be finally taking my PS5 Pro out the goddamn box finally. If they got Dragon Age Inquisition for free on PS Plus, should I get it? Dragon Age Inquisition? I think it's Veilguard. It's not Inquisition. It's Veilguard. Just remember, if you like this game, you are a corporate shill. Oh, I also said that, yeah, you see they're moving the goalposts. I say these tweets. Paid review. This is a paid review. Tell me it's a paid review without telling me. Paid, LOL. Paid. They are in disbelief. I said it earlier on Twitter that this is for the grifters, because like the grifters be going at a lot of different games, but like I don't know what it is. Oh, we know what it is. It's because he's black, but they don't. It's never about race. It's not about race, guys. Yeah. Why were you trying to erase the Tuskegee Airmen off the fucking White House website? It's not about race, guys. Okay. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, this is their 9/11 because they were going hard at this game for like the last year and a half. Like all their resources. And when I say resources, I mean sitting in a Discord. You know, these niggas was sitting in a Discord early in the morning, foaming at them. How could this be? No, it has to be paid. Like, it's impossible. It's impossible. We said it was woke, so it must have been. I cannot stress enough, the internet is not a real place. Do not be afraid to form your own opinions, guys. Someone said in the chat earlier, a lot of people waiting for SkillUp's review so they can get their opinion on the game. That's real. And that's no shot to SkillUp because he seems like a decent dude. But I'm not gonna lie, I have noticed in the last few months, a lot of you niggas' opinions are based off of SkillUps. Did you play the game? No, but SkillUp said this. But when I give an opinion on something, it doesn't hold weight. This kind of goes back to what we was talking about with Splitgate. When Splitgate 1 came out, I tried to put people onto that game. Nope, everybody said I literally got called a going against the grain YouTuber. I said, this is a really good game. People told me I was a going against the grain YouTuber. Shut up. Nobody wants to play that shit. It came to console. A couple big white YouTubers and streamers played it. Now people in my chat asking me, have you played this game? Now, most of my audience is black and Latino. I know from looking at the demographics. So I have to ask some of you, and what I'm about to say, if it don't apply, let it fly. Why is it when I speak, it's just entertainment? But when these white boys say something, it holds a lot of merit. I don't know, just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. Well, SkillUp said this. At the end of the day, they're all just opinions. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. That's why I say watch multiple reviews and try to get some insight. But one thing that I'm starting to and I'm not talking about the other side of the internet. I'm talking to my audience right now. Most of my audience is black and brown. I find it very interesting that these white folks' words are the only ones that hold weight for some reason. Very interesting. Not like I hosted a TV show or anything, but I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I don't care about other people's opinions. I just play. That's the most important thing. Play for yourself. Y'all hearing, but y'all not listening. Kind of funny. Chat, y'all on Fraud Watch. Oh, when the white man says it, it must be true. I'm not even mad. I think it's funny. Food for thought, though. They don't hear me, though. Hey, did y'all niggas hit the like button on fucking YouTube? So yeah, they moving the goalposts. I predict South of Midnight will be the next game, and that Naughty Dog game, that's the one they're gonna try to grift on. We gonna see. You don't hear me, you just wanna dance. They just wanna dance, bruh. I be saying real shit. Motherfuckers just wanna dance, though. I haven't heard a super chat yet. Hey, talk to him, Shadow Prince. Talk to him. That nigga in the chat, that nigga in the YouTube chat said we get treated like second-class citizens. We've been live for almost 20 minutes. We ain't heard a super chat yet. We got 51 subs on Twitch. The Twitch chat be showing love. I get clapped, but what the fuck, man? That's real shit. Other reviews that dropped today. This one didn't get as much press because I mean Assassin's Creed was the big game of the day. But Xenoblade Chronicles X, the definitive edition for the Switch, it's dropping and it's currently sitting at an 87 overall Metacritic. Got a bunch of 10s, 9s, 8s. This doesn't surprise me because this is just a remaster with some extra content, better visuals. If you never played it, you know, it's there for you. I don't know why they didn't just wait for the Switch 2 to drop this, but you know, it's there. Surprise, surprise. I'm gonna be on that heavy once again. If you're interested in it, make sure to watch multiple reviews. I'm gonna be down for another week. Someone give me a sub. Was a good JRPG. The only one that I played was the one that came out after the one with Shulk. I think it was Xenoblade Chronicle 2 or something. Like, it had like Gundams in it. It was cool, but it was just like it was too much yapping, and I didn't really find the characters that interesting. But I thought the gameplay was good though. I didn't find the story that interesting though. It looked pretty good on Gene's Twitter. It looks like they added a lot. Look into it if you like JRPGs. Look into it. Matter of fact, before I even get into this story, since we're talking about JRPGs, let's go to this one instead. I'm going to transition to this one. Shout out to Shadow Prince with the gifted sub to Haran. He asked, "Ask and you shall receive." Smash Bros. Sakurai says Japanese developers should focus on domestic, not Western taste. Early this month, it was announced that Sakurai had been listed as one of the recipients of the Art Encouragement Prize for New Artists given by the Japanese Government Agency for Cultural Affairs. Rather than achieving the award for any of his video game works, Sakurai's honor is instead for his YouTube series, Sakurai on Creating Games. Last week, Sakurai collected his award and gave an interview to Japanese entertainment news website Intax, in which he said he felt that Japanese studios should focus on what domestic audiences like rather than trying to make a game that may appeal to the West. According to Sakurai, Western players buy Japanese games with the expectation that they will provide something different from the Western developed games, so there's no need for Japanese studios to adapt. It's not necessarily my own idea, but the trend in the games industry is that Japanese people should go for what Japanese people like, Sakurai explained.
Cool,
a while ago, there was certainly a culture.
I resubscribed to, and that's Sonic's BB.
Shout out to DJ Carr with the sub. A while ago, there was certainly a culture of making Americanized products because various works were popular in the US. However, I feel that Japanese game lovers overseas are not looking for such things, but for something unique and interesting from Japan. In other words, I think the ideal is to make the game the way you like them, and the people who accept them will enjoy them. That's the gist of it. And I have to say to that statement, I agree. I agree, Sakurai. I like my JRPGs because they're from Japan. I don't need a JRPG that plays like The Witcher. I want some wacky, kooky shit. Whatever the fuck y'all got going on. That's what made me love games. Fucking Japan saved the console market. For those unaware, for the young folks in the chat.
Is deeply appreciated.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Hold up.
Me kit. I know I'm black, but I need a DNA test to reveal if I'm Taco Fall Black or just Blake Griffin.
Yo, Isu Hernandez, shout out to you with the super chat. I appreciate you. He says, "What up, TBH? Made a bet with a friend that GTA 6 won't release this year. If it doesn't, he got to buy me a copy. If it does, I have to buy his. You think I'm getting that copy?" I'm starting to feel like it won't release this year. I feel like we would have seen something by now. I think you might win your copy. I feel like it's coming 2026. I could be wrong though. It's hard to tell because Rockstar keeps their cards close to their hand, their chest. I mean, who knows, man. But I think you'll get that copy. But going back to Sakurai, I agree with what he's saying. For all the young folks in the chat, Japan saved the home console market. In the 90s. Arcades were on the way out the door. It had like one last little moment with Street Fighter 2, but they were on the way out the door. PC gaming, it had its movement, but when Mario hit US shores, because Atari was failing, and I think it's because, and then PlayStation came later, as well as Sega. I think it's because they all provided different unique experiences. And I do agree with what Sakurai is saying. I do think in the mid-2010s, you did see a lot of Japanese developers trying to copy what we were doing over here in the West. It's like, nah, do your own thing. We like that shit. I'm jealous that Japan gets a lot of games that we don't get over here. There's so many like cool anime fighting games over in Japan that we do not get over here. I want more Legends of Dragoon. Me personally, as somebody from the West, I personally don't like games like Skyrim. There's exceptions, you know, like the high fantasy games. There's exceptions. Like I like The Witcher, but like those first person. That's why I'm not interested in Avowed. I don't want to live in a knight in suit armor in a castle with 40, 150, 11 people who stink, be hanging out with pigs, don't wash their ass. Like, I believe y'all when y'all say Kingdom Come Deliverance is good. I believe y'all. I believe it's a deep RPG that's innovative. I believe y'all. It doesn't change the fact that I'm not interested in that timepiece. That's the reason I'm not playing it. I'm not interested in being a fucking Knight of the Round Table. No, thank you. The same way I'm not interested in being a pirate. But, you know, Japan offers a lot of different perspectives. Without Japan, we wouldn't have gotten Smash Bros. And then without Smash Bros, we would have never gotten Multiverses. So yeah, I encourage them to do their own thing. Do y'all own thing. Don't be worried about what's going on over here. Whatever wacky idea that you have, I think you should do it. Like some of the weirdest, kookiest games ever made came out of Japan, and I kind of miss that. One of the things that I miss about that PS2, Xbox 360 era of games, it was so much experimentation. Like, what was the game? It was actually fun. I played one of them. What was the game where you had to roll the trash ball? Y'all know what I'm talking about? You had to, your dad was like the king in space, and you had to roll the trash ball. You had to roll all the shit up. What was that game called? Katamari Damacy. There you go. Yeah, Katamari Damacy. Or a hidden gem on the PSP. Only Japan could do.
Your super chat.
I believe it was Loco Roco. I love that game too, low-key.
23andMe kit. I know I'm black, but I need a DNA test to reveal if I'm Taco Fall.
This game was fire too on the PSP. Yeah, Parappa the Rapper. Fucking what was it? Was it Billy Hatcher? I think the one with the platformer with the egg dude. Japan gave us Beautiful Joe. Yeah, we need more creative shit, man. We need more creative shit. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the original one, has done irreparable damage to the gaming industry. When Call of Duty 4 came out, the original Modern Warfare on the Xbox 360 and PS3, that hit the gaming streets like crack cocaine. Everybody and their mama wanted to make one. And don't get me wrong, it was a good game. It was a good game. It's just everybody and their mama wanted to make a Call of Duty clone after that because it was so massively successful. Call of Duty was like the first game that really was pulling out just crazy numbers, and it ruined a lot of games died because of it, bro. An example being Dead Space 3. Fuck you, EA. Dead Space 3 was ruined because of Call of Duty. You said Loco Roco? Yeah, it was a PSP exclusive. It was really creative. So I agree with Sakurai. If anybody from Japan ever sees this, embrace your creativity. That's what makes you guys you. We need more creativity and not more of the same. When's the next time you're getting on 2K? When's the next time you dropping 5 subs in the chat? We know the answer because you ain't even subbed yourself. For all my broke boys in the back, come to the front. PS4 peons, PS4 primates, come to the front. I got a new job for you. This for the young ones right here, man. If you about to go off to college, you play football, you D1, shit, maybe even D2. I don't know how many teams appear in college football. But from my understanding, EA was paying, with the NIL, they were paying each college football player $500. It's getting bumped up to $1,500. So if you are a PS4 primate and you're going to college for football, first of all, shout out to you. You're talented.
Thanks for the resub, pal.
But you now will have money to get a PS5 if you want one. You're probably not going to have time to play it if you good, because you're going to need to be on the field getting CTEs and shit. But if you don't want to be a PS4 peon no more, know that EA will be paying student athletes $1,500 to appear in college football 26. EA is expected to spend $16.5 million or more on student payments. And y'all think that's a lot? It's not. Because keep in mind, 4 of the top 10 best-selling games of 2024 were EA sports games. Madden, College Football 25, the MVP bundle, which includes both games, and FIFA, whatever that shit, FC, whatever. this is interesting that they're upping the pay. I know why, because EA made a lot of money last year. So I understand why, but I am curious, is it going to be sustainable? Because with college football, EA suits are so blinded by the money. I feel like a lot of them don't understand. One of the reasons why college football was so successful is because people had been waiting like 15 years since the last one. I'm curious to know, will EA be able to sustain this level of success year after year in terms of revenue? Because if you think it's hard to make a new Madden every year, come up with some new gameplay features in modes and quality of life changes for the professional side, imagine having to do that twice over. Now you got to do it for college football and Madden, and they can't be the same new features. Each game they have to come up with double of the new features every year. And they already ain't coming out with no new features this year. And that's what a logical person like me would say. The reality is, it doesn't matter. You niggas gonna buy it. EA will be all right for at least a couple years. Maybe 2-3 years down the road, when people start to get tired of college football, questions will start to get asked. But I'm calling it right now. College football 26. What's going to be different is they're going to pay the athletes more, which that's good. But what are they going to do?
In the chat for
what are they going to do? They're going to make the crowd rumble harder.
You a real ass nigga for that, my nigga.
So we really wanted to embrace the atmosphere of college football. So now you're going to be able to understand. Yo, who dropped the super chat? Shout out to Max. What the fuck is your name, nigga? Mag Sexotic? He said, y'all better hit the like button. I don't know what that name is, dog, but I appreciate the super chat. Hit the fucking like button, like my man said, man. You said without Smash Bros, you wouldn't have musty, smelly convention halls. See, this is why I don't talk to the YouTube chat. Smash Bros, don't get me wrong, it's full of stinky ass niggas, but Smash Bros didn't invent stinky conventions. That's been around since forever. Matter of fact, a lot of your daddies was going to conventions.
Got one loyal fan base.
Told your mama it was a work trip. His side piece was there.
Dumbasses to me.
What was it? Shout out to Chris with the sub, appreciate it. But going back to what I was saying, like, what are they gonna do for college football 26? Yeah, Comic-Con's been a thing for the longest. What, they're gonna make the crowd rumble harder? We've got a brand new feature in college football 26, where we're gonna be embracing the new haptic feedback, the haptic triggers on the PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch 2. What you have to do is you have to open your pants up and drop the controller in. And then when you squat, the kinetic energy from your squat is going to cause the fucking room to rumble. This is college football 2026. $70, no problem. Yeah, I'll buy it. And these going to be the same niggas at the end of the year doing the Game Awards talking about how could a game like Split Fiction be nominated for Game of the Year? That shit's stupid. It got women in it and they jumping around. It's like Tron or something, bro. But at least you PS4 peons got a job. Get some money. You'll be able to become a teenage dad. What are you talking about? You're going to make it so you have to do homework before you can play. I'm not going to lie. If they add it to where you had to actually do homework, because you know what? You're not wrong. They could like lean more into the school side of things. Like you actually had to take a tour of the campus and shit. If they made it to where you had to actually do homework in the game, that shit, I'm gonna make a lot of videos. That would be fucking funny. Like, damn, nigga, you did more homework in college football 26 than you did in real life. What was your GPA again? I won't talk about it. But I got a 3.5 in college football 26. Oh shit. Yeah, you're gonna see YouTube videos. Best methods to do your homework in college football 26. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? What is wrong with y'all? Other news. Expedition 33, another game I'm really looking forward to. It's looking like it could be potentially nominated for Game of the Year. You joke, but that was real. That was real. Expedition 33 not only is inspired by JRPGs, but also by one very hard Souls-like. At first glance, you might assume a classic JRPG classics like Final Fantasy games inspire the developers. While the legendary RPG franchise is indeed one of Sanfall's inspirations, it's not the only one. In an interview with Games Radar at the Game Developers Conference, GDC, it's going on right now. My agent's down there right now. Producers and studio co-founder Francois Massirel shares some of the studio's inspiration in crafting Expedition 33. They go on to say Final Fantasy X and the earlier ones on PlayStation like 7, 8, and 9 were some of the biggest inspirations for their in-game, in-development RPG. If you're fans of those games, that's good news to hear. Although I think that the biggest inspiration, in my opinion, from the eye test, the biggest inspirations look like Legend of Dragoon and Persona to me. But I mean, they say Final Fantasy, I guess. Not only those games, but even one title from developer From Software is an inspiration too, and is one of the Japanese studio's hardest games. Nope, it's not Elden Ring. Those are big childhood games for our game director. He wanted to have like a kind of a feeling that he imagined would remain in modern Final Fantasy like games if they had kept doing turn-based stuff. But he mixed also lots of different inspirations. Definitely Final Fantasy and JRPGs are the prominent gameplay heritage we have. The defense system is more inspired by Sekiro and From Software games. It has this kind of rhythm element and more of a real-time component to it, more skill-based, he said. Sekiro. Interesting. Final Fantasy series and even Sekiro aren't a bad set of games to take inspiration from. However, I do hope it doesn't try and mimic Sekiro's hair-pulling difficulty. Recently, I beat it. I didn't really find it to be that hard. After I completed my level up journey of beating Elden Ring and Lies of P, Sekiro didn't really feel that hard after I played it. When I went back and played it, I was like, damn, I used to suck at games. Yo, shout out to Jay Warren with the sub.
To beating Robin's ass into
I ain't gonna lie, as a sports game player myself, these games are in shambles right now. From Madden 2K downbound horrendously. You telling the truth? I might be working on a video soon for 2K and Madden. The 2K one will be easier for me to do because I played 2K. Madden, I haven't heavily played in like years, so like I would have to do a lot of research. You watching that boring Love is Blind? Nah, that shit is too mayonnaise. I mean, we watching it, but we not watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Man being Hokage over Jared Leto's.
Shout out to Afro Sparta with the sub. Appreciate it. I thought Legend of Dragoon was so much better than Final Fantasy VII when I was a kid. Glad others agree. Well, I didn't say it was better than Final Fantasy VII. I never played it, Final Fantasy VII, the original one. I didn't play Final Fantasy VII until the remake. I played Legend of Dragoon, and I didn't play Legend of Dragoon on the PS1. I never had a PlayStation 1. My neighbors did, but I didn't. I played Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation 2, and the reason being is when I got a PlayStation 2, the only reason we were able to get the only reason I was able to convince my parents to get a PS2, I was a kid at the time, is because it had a DVD player in it. And keep in mind, that's the real reason the PS2 was successful. It was the cheapest DVD player on the market. So I was like, hey, I can play my games. We can watch movies. That's how I convinced my parents to get it. So after they got that, we couldn't afford any games. We didn't have no memory card. So then, I had to cut grass and all that other shit. So the only reason I played Legend of Dragoon is because I saved up money from doing, work around the neighborhood. And I remember going to GameStop, or it might've been EB Games at the time. And I bought a used copy of Legend of Dragoon. I just thought the cover looked cool. So I was playing PS1 games on my PS2 because we were poor. I played Legend of Dragoon on PS1's demo disc, but never got the full game. My parents used the Wii to watch Netflix. I didn't like the Wii, man. I don't like that shit. The best part of Love is Blind is the TikTok drama. I know, right? I've had the show spoiled for me, unfortunately. What started off as a mayonnaise boring season, it seems like it's gonna get spicy when we get to the end. Expedition 33 is due out later this month. Okay, that's the end of it. Interesting that they're saying Sekiro with like the rhythm-based thing. I get what they're saying, because like in the game when people attack you, you can deflect attacks and like counter them if you time your button press correctly. I'm curious to see how that works in a turn-based game. Because I don't remember. I think in Legend of Dragoon you only had extra damage, but it wasn't necessarily defensive stuff. But cool. I look forward to this game. Too many games to play. New piece of tech is aiming at gaming's bot problem. Anyone who's played an online game has probably encountered a bot at some point and may have negatively impacted their gaming experience. To help address gaming's bot problem, Razer and OpenAI, Sam Altman's company, would team up to create what's called Razer ID Verified by World AI. It's a new single sign-on proof of human system that verifies if a player is a human or a bot. If it all goes to plan, it will create a situation where anyone who uses a
Super chats are just a known form of glazing. That means for every donation TBH gets, I get the chance to glaze. I mean, gaze into Sonic's dreamy green eyes.
Shout out to Dewan Blatton with the $20 super chat. Okay, I see you. I appreciate you. He says, just got off work, wanted to show some love. Out of curiosity, how much would it be to book you for a 10-minute interview? I grew up watching your content for the past 10 years and would love a chance to ask some things. I don't do interviews, my dog, but I appreciate the super chat. I don't really do interviews. If I got something to say, I say it on my platform, but I don't really do interviews. That's just my thing. I don't be trusting people. I'm not saying you're a bad person, but I don't be trusting people. Motherfuckers chopping up my words and shit. Keep doing your thing. Love the rewind feature. I wish Twitch had it. What up, Static? What up to everybody in the YouTube? Anyway, what was I about to say? It's a single sign-on proof of human system that verifies if a player is a human or a bot. If all goes to plan, it will create a situation where anyone using a Razer ID account will be verified as a human, which could in turn help bolster trust and security in the digital space, Razer says. Fair play starts with real players, and Razer ID's ability to integrate in the games to enable human-only gameplay modes is key to fostering fair competition in a more trusted gaming environment. This is fucking stupid. This is a fail. What a waste of time. Razer loves making shit nobody cares about. Like, you know, there's good incentive behind it. Like, they're trying to help the gaming space. The problem with this is you're assuming everybody's going to go out of their way to make an account and then do this. Like this, it works on an honor system. People don't have honor. They're not going to do this. Okay. And also you have to advertise this product too, right? How are you going to get this in front of people? Unless you're in my stream, you more than likely will never hear about this shit. When you do the 2K video, you should add Stephen A in it. It would go super viral. Why do I need Stephen A in it? I didn't have Stephen A in my last one and it went viral. Razer makes such, yeah, they make a lot of useless crap. I just don't see this working. I don't understand what the point of this is. Also, I feel like this is just a backdoor for them to collect data on us.
With AI, computer vision, and robotics, autonomous gaming is now a reality in the Razer research labs by leveraging reinforcement learning and other AI technologies. But with AI becoming increasingly prevalent, it will be impossible in the future to tell whether your opponent is an AI or otherwise. At Razer, we believe in preserving the soul
How is this going to stop console gamers?
of competitive play between one human player to another. That is why we have worked with World to be able to verify proof of human.
It's not only a big milestone for us, but for the whole gaming industry. Over 70% of gamers in the US already report that their online experience is heavily impacted by AI bots.
Another problem with this is if a nigga's cheating, why the fuck would they sign into a program that tells the world they're cheating? They're cheaters. That's why I said this is not going to work. It operates on an honor system. And then on top of that, the only way this can get a high adoption rate, because like I said, unless you're in my stream, you more than likely have not seen anybody cover this. The only way this program can get a high adoption rate is if they somehow strike a deal with Windows 12, whatever the next Windows is, or Windows 11, all Windows 11 PCs in 2026 and going forward. If you want a game on them, when you boot up the PC for the first time, you have to log into the Razer ID thing. Unless they get some type of direct implementation into Windows, this shit is a failure waiting to happen. Because 5 people gonna sign up for it. Who cares?
We are building technology for the next era of gaming to ensure that it's still fun as AI technology evolves.
Introducing Razer ID verified by World ID, a secure and private way to be verified as human, all through the convenience of a single sign-on. Through one simple action, Razer ID verified by World ID allows game developers to seamlessly implement player verification features.
Tokyo Beast is...
Yeah, it's a no for me, chat. It's a no for me. You know, good intentions, but this ain't gonna work. This is not going to work. And last but not least, People like to hate EA. I don't know why. Split Fiction's Joseph Ferris says, that's the guy that said, fuck the Oscars, the head developer of Hazelight. He says he has a good relationship with his publisher, but nobody believes him. Actually, this would be good to stop bots from buying systems. That's how it could be used, especially if like for like sneakers or game system, whatever, like where people use bots to buy up shit, Pokemon cards. Like websites can make it to where you have to use a verified, you know, the Razer ID shit to verify yourself. That could work, because then you're forcing people who want something to get there. That could work. Yeah, GPUs. But like overall for gaming, unless every game implements it and it forces you to log in order to play their game, because that's another way they could circumvent it. A game forces you to do it. I just don't see that happening. EA doesn't have the best reputation, whether it's being rewarded with the title worst company in America. Multiple times, its role in the downfall of previous beloved developers like BioWare, its love of microtransactions, or continually heralding the demise of single-player games, it hasn't earned much goodwill. Hazelight Studios founder Joseph Ferris, whose team just released Split Fiction, one of the best co-op games ever made, doesn't share that sentiment. Nobody believes me, he says over Zoom, and the reaction is understandable. Ferris is passionate, straight-talking, outspoken developer who's often critical of the industry. But Hazelight has often been working with EA for years, as its games are published under EA's original label. For some reason, people like to hate EA. I don't know why, he says. My relationship with them is very good. They're super supportive of us, so I have nothing bad to say about them. All right, let me break it down. I like you, Joseph, so let me break it down for you, my guy. Just because somebody is a good friend to everybody else does not mean they're a good friend to me. Right? I'm pretty sure some of you in the chat got a homeboy that's a scuzz bucket. Be cheating on his girl all the time. But he's a good friend to you. Doesn't change the fact that he's a cheater. Still a scuzz bucket. And that's what we have here, right? Because let me tell you, maybe he's a little ignorant. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Joseph. If It Takes Two, or no, it was A Way Out. I think it was A Way Out was like their first big game. If A Way Out did not sell well, EA would have gave you the boot, but it did sell well. It Takes Two got Game of the Year, so they're gonna. You have to understand, it's a symbiotic relationship. It's business, and I really hope you're not green behind the ears. Split Fiction is doing good, but your next game, because he already said they're working on the next game. If the next game comes out and it doesn't review well and it doesn't sell well, oh, EA is going to take a look at how they're letting you do whatever because it's working. But the moment it stops working, oh, trust me, they're going to get their hands. And that's literally all it is. Just because they didn't fuck you over does not mean they're not fucking everybody else over. Matter of fact, in the United States, we have a group of people in the country that think it's a good idea for an unelected official to run up into the treasury of the United States and steal our data. They think it's a good idea for an unelected billionaire who grew up in a segregated South Africa, whose parents ran a diamond mine. Then he lied that he invented Tesla and told the world he's a genius, when really he just paid off the founders and the creators. And in the contract, it states you have to say, I'm the founder of Tesla. Now everybody thinks he's a genius. You have that guy running around. And there's a portion of the country that thinks that's a great idea. And just because they feel like he's treating them well doesn't mean I think it's good for me. They're talking about cutting veteran benefits. My father's a veteran, served 25 years. Nigga, fuck you. Because if my father's benefits get cut, that affects me. Now I have to deal with it because I'm next up in the bloodline. So absolutely, it's fuck that nigga, bro. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean they're not doing bad. EA does a lot of bad things. You said TBH for president? Next year I'll be eligible. Well, actually this year, 35. I wouldn't do that. I got too much dirt on me, man. My shit too muddy. I feel that shit, bro. I've been serving for 12 years. It's real shit. It's real shit. I was never suicidal, by the way. So you have to keep that in mind. You know, just because I'll use Daredevil. Oh no, you know who I use? Omni-Man. Just because Omni-Man treated Mark well doesn't change the fact he was a Viltrumite that was trying to destroy Earth. Obviously, he had some character development, but in season 1, you see what I'm saying? What's old boy? Kingpin. Just because Kingpin took care of his foot soldiers doesn't change the fact that he's destroying Hell's Kitchen. Like, what are we talking about, bruh? Shit, I'll give you a nigga example. Just because Freeway Ricky Ross was buying turkeys in Thanksgiving for Sound Central, or in DC, Rayful Edmond. Y'all probably don't know who that is. In DC, Rayful Edmond was he was our Freeway Ricky Ross. Just because Rayful Edmond was buying turkeys on Thanksgiving doesn't change the fact that nigga was selling crack. Like, what are we talking about?
Will go towards a new pair of running shoes.
Wanda from the MCU is a prime example.
Her name is
The world is not black and white.
an annoying quasi.
So the best piece of advice I can give to Yosef is stay on your P's and Q's. Make sure your contract is straight. Because I guarantee you, if you have one fuck up, EA is going to throw you to the side. But you're doing good for now. And I'm never going to wish bad upon anybody. I hope that he continues to do good. Real life Nino Brown. Real life. That's all I got for y'all, man. This is actually a perfect segue because we were just talking about Yosef, who created Split Fiction. We're about to play some Split Fiction. I'm going to feed my doggy and text my co-op partner. Tell her to get on the fucking game, bro.